don't freak out. King of the Iron Fist did not die from cancer. We're going to try something new this week because TakeOver is next week. So, I'm going to do the Impact review today, and he'll do the NXT review tomorrow because I don't want to review the week NXT before TakeOver because I'm gay. That's why. I don't have a reason why. Basically, I don't really care about the NXT shows. I only really care about the TakeOver, so why would I review the show if TakeOver is next week? I'll just review TakeOver next week with him. So, yep, I'm alone today for the Impact review, so I don't have notes on me. I'm going to hope I remember everything that happened. And if I don't remember everything that happens, then out of luck. So, the show kicks off. Dixie Carter's backstage talking to someone who's supposed to be unknown about running the show tonight because apparently, by the way, actually before I go into all this is one of those episodes of Impact. They have one of these episodes every once in a while. It's one of those episodes where if you don't think too hard about it and you just watch it, you'll enjoy it. But if you use your brain and think about it, you'll realize how stupid this episode was. There's a lot of stupidity on this episode, but if you don't think about it, you won't realize it. So, Dixie was saying how she needed someone in charge tonight because things got too out of hand last week. So she said that she was going to put who she was talking to in charge, and they had the camera set up so you couldn't see who was in charge because that's how they do things. So then we cut to the ring, and Mike Bennett comes out with Maria, and Mike Bennett says that him and Maria deserve to know who was running the show because they have ties with Billy Corgan, blah, 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 I don't care. So, Mike Bennett demands to know who's running the show tonight, and then EC3 comes out. EC3 is in charge of the show, by the way. EC3 and Mike Bennett ran this whole show. I think 75% of every single promo and segment and match had Mike Bennett or EC3 in it, or both of them. So, it's the EC3 and Mike Bennett show tonight. EC3 is in charge, and he says that Mike Bennett has that night off, but it's only the night off from wrestling, because he'll be backstage doing janitor work, cleaning up bathrooms and whatnot, because that's what wrestlers do. And so Maria tries complaining, and then EC3 says that he's not done with Maria either, because last week she put her hands on Gail Kim, and there's going to be repercussions this week, and he says, spoiler alert, you're going to get fired, and she didn't get fired. Okay, so then when Mike Bennett and Maria leave, Lashley comes out, and Lashley tells EC3 not to be scared about him. He just wants to know what he's doing tonight. And so EC3 said that since tonight was pick your poison, he left his fate in Drew Galloway's hands. Drew Galloway came out. He had to choose the opponent for Lashley tonight. Lashley chose an opponent for Drew Galloway later. Drew Galloway said that Lashley's opponent tonight was Bram. Bram comes out. Then we get Bram versus Lashley one-on-one. It was an okay match. It was pretty good for what it was. I like the fact that they put one of the biggest guys on the roster against Lashley because it makes it look believable. It's not like Drew Galloway came out and was like, Rockstar Spud. So, good thing they finally realized. Put a big guy against another big guy and I'll actually believe it. They got a good amount of offense in. It ends when Lashley just decides to not give a fuck anymore. And he just like swings the steel chair at Bram. Hits him with a spear twice. And then he's about to go for a third spear, but then Drew Galloway comes out to make the save. Lashley runs for it. Drew Galloway follows him. And then Eli Drake runs out. And in one of the greatest moments in TNA history, Eli Drake cashed in the briefcase for the King of the Mountain Championship. Won it 1-2-3 after a second move because Bram kicked out and I got scared. To be honest, when I went to go see these shows live, but like I honestly got scared when Bram kicked out. I thought they were going to like make Eli Drake lose, but thank God they gave Eli Drake the championship. Eli Drake is a great talent. He's a good mic talker. He doesn't have a good character yet, but he'll get there eventually. He'll have a good character. I like the whole Eli Drake thing. He's this cocky, arrogant bitch. I guess that could be his character if you think about it. And then backstage, after he won the championship, he basically did this bullying segment, which I found great, when he was like trying to give people champagne. But, like, every single time he put it in the glass, he basically tipped the glass up in their face, and the champagne hit them in the face, and they, like, flipped out about it. And he said that at Eli Drake's championship celebration, only Eli Drake is invited. So, good heel stuff by Eli Drake. I love Eli Drake so much. I'm so happy he won the championship. I'm sure this is going to lead to a rematch between Eli Drake and Bram at Slammiversary, but we'll see where that goes. The next segment was Mike Bennett in the bathrooms cleaning up stalls. And EC3 said that he had to clean them all up. Mike Bennett said he did clean them all up. And then Earl Hebner was in one of the stalls and he came out and he called Mike Bennett a jackass because Earl Hebner is a legend. And so Mike Bennett went on about this referee nonsense. And then EC3 said that Mike Bennett was going to learn to respect refereeing tonight. And I said, what? And I found out eventually because what happened next was Mike Bennett in the ring in the special guest referee outfit because he was going to referee a match between Rockstar Spud, Tyrus, and the Bromans. Okay. And then to add on top of all this was the number 1 contenders match. This was to decide who was going to face Decay at Slammiversary for the championships. Because if you haven't found out yet, TNA doesn't have any more tag teams left. The Bromans are like the only face tag team on the roster at the moment. So the Bromans, Rockstar Spud, Tyrus, I don't even know what this was. It was like semi-comedy, semi-not. The Bromans have the Guru now and Raquel, and she's supposed to be the reason why they're on a winning streak or whatever, so that's why they won here. They're going to go on to face Decay for the championships at Slammiversary, because they're the only face team. I do like the idea of Spud and Tyrus teaming up, because it's one of the biggest guys on the roster with like the smallest guy on the roster. Good comedy stuff there. So then after that, it's pretty positive EC3 was backstage again, because EC3 was backstage like the whole night. The entire night he was always backstage, and they always were cutting the segment on him. So he says that coming up next, Maria's fate was going to be in his hands, and more importantly, Gail Kim's hands. So then they go out to the ring, and Gail Kim comes out, and EC3 asks Gail Kim what she wants, and she says she wants a match with Maria at Slammiversary. Maria says she won't do it because she's a lady, but EC3 says he's in charge, so he's going to make the match official. So 2 matches on the Slammiversary card now have been booked because EC3 booked it. Actually 3, because EC3 also said that he was going to face Mike Bennett at Slammiversary. So EC3's made up half of the Slammiversary card at this point. So Maria Gail Kim's going to have the Slammiversary. And then the EC3 said that Maria's lackeys were going to have a job tonight. He said Sienna and Allie were going to face the team of Gail Kim and this lady. And then Jade came out, and I remember Jade was champion. I totally forgot that Jade was champion because they haven't been featuring her. So Gail Kim, Jade versus Allie and Sienna. This is basically a semi-decent, semi-joke match. The gimmick is that Allie can't wrestle even though she's Cherry Bomb and all the indie smarks everywhere say she's the greatest female wrestler of all time. And her gimmick is that she doesn't know how to wrestle. Sienna did most of the work for her team. Gail Kim and Jade got some nice offense in. It was whatever. I didn't really care. Jade, Gail Kim won. And then, yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure Sienna's going to face Jade for the championship at Slammiversary, because I can't see them running Slammiversary without a Knockouts championship match. So then we get the EC3 Mike Bennett whole situation again, because this just never ends ever. Just keeps going on and on. And so Mike Bennett was in the ring, and EC3 said that he lied about Mike Bennett not having a match tonight. And he decided that he was going to face James Storm. I remember James Storm was on the roster even though Bobby Roode left. Okay. So James Storm comes down to the ring. We get James Storm versus Mike Bennett. The opening part of this match was hilarious because James Storm was on the Boozer Cruiser and he was chasing around Maria. Maria was legit scared of this Boozer Cruiser. I don't know why she was scared of it. So they have a match. It was okay for what it was. It wasn't anything special. Didn't need to be anything special. Mike Bennett got the win because Maria interfered. And they're playing up the fact that Mike Bennett can only beat EC3 with Maria's guidance. So I hope at Slammiversary Maria's banned for ringside. That's wishful booking on my part, though. So they do that. And then I think the next segment was the tribunal thing. The tribunal. They were the Al Snow now, and the tribunal is the 2 French guys that got fired from NXT. They're a team now here. So they teamed up with Al Snow because they're part of his pro wrestling academy or whatever. And Al Snow was glorifying the fact about how he beat Grado last week with one wrestling move, and he didn't have to use weapons in the street fight like it was prohibited to do, or was allowed to do, I should say. Grado comes out and says he's a liar. An exchange happens. It ends with Al Snow saying that Grado's mom loves him, and it was like the most teenage insult by Al Snow ever. It led to Grado and Mahabali Shera getting down to the ring, and they got beat up by the Tribunal. Now, I'm going to guess they're going to have a tag match at Slammiversary. Okay. Throughout the whole night, we got these Hardy segments, and I don't know how to summarize these segments for you. It was... I don't even know. The story behind the match is good. The story is fine. I don't care that much. Like, it's like they built the story up good. Matt Hardy was hurt by Jeff Hardy, and now Matt Hardy is like broken, and he wants revenge against his brother Jeff, and now he's so broken that he won't talk to his wife, he doesn't play with his child anymore, doesn't talk or communicate with anybody, and so, like, even though they did screw that up, I guess. And so Jeff Hardy is fighting to get his brother back, and I'm sure it's an anniversary once Jeff beats Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy will come back to being the Matt Hardy of faces. And so they have this segment. They have these segments like throughout the night of like Matt Hardy at his house. And for some reason, Matt Hardy has a Slammiversary contract at his house. Why? I don't know why. I don't have an answer. So Jeff Hardy is motorbiking down to his own house that he lives in Matt with. So these two are feuding, but they still live with each other in the same house. Okay. So Jeff goes down there, and then Rebby comes out with the baby, and she complains to Jeff that he's a completely changed man and blah, 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 and she leaves. And Jeff was like, get out of here. And then Jeff went in and confronted Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy was like, let's settle this where it all began, Brother Nero. And so they go into the ring that Matt Hardy has in that separate, like, apartment building. I don't want to, it's a warehouse, kind of, in his, like, complex zone or whatever. And so then Jeff Hardy goes in there, and Matt Hardy rolls out as soon as he gets into the ring, and he signs the contract. So the match anniversary is official. So then Jeff was like, why don't we finish it in that ring right now? So Matt Hardy gets in the ring, and then Jeff climbs onto the apron. And then Rebby comes back, and she has a fake baby, and she says, Jeff, and she throws it at him. And Jeff was like, what the hell is this? And then Matt Hardy attacked him. And then he grabbed him for the side effect onto the like wooden table that was there for the signing. But it was so gay because they went to slow motion. If you want to make this seem real, why did you go to slow motion? This isn't Lucha Underground. Make it seem legit. Make it seem real. But whatever. So the main event, it was Drew Galloway versus Bobby Lashley's handpicked opponent. And Lashley came out and he said that Drew Galloway was going to face Decay. And so the storyline is that Lashley played the system. Because Pick Your Poison, they said that you had to choose an opponent for the person you'll be facing at Slammiversary. And that is Drew Galloway. And it never specified how many people. So, opponent, Decay is one faction. So, Drew Galloway had to fight all of Decay. So, the thing about this is that now if nobody does it, like, ever again, like, if they ever do this Pick Your Poison thing again, and nobody chooses a whole faction or a stable to go against one guy, they're going to look like idiots. So, they do Drew Galloway versus Decay. A lot of people are going to say Decay got buried in this match because Drew Galloway won. I don't find that to be the case because, one, Galloway's the world champion. Of course he's going to be better than Decay is. Two, Lashley had to spear Abyss. They had a point where Rosemary tried grabbing Janice and the referee got distracted. And Lashley came in and tried to spear Drew Galloway, but he hit Abyss instead. So, and then also Drew Galloway pinned Crazy Steve. So really, are they really that buried? Like, this isn't some Gail Kim versus Dollhouse situation. So, whatever. I don't really care. It was decent for what it was. It was fine. This show was basically just... This show was a talk-heavy show. It was a talk-heavy, Mike Bennett, EC3 heavy show. And there wasn't... If you look at the show for great wrestling, you're not going to find great wrestling because there was only semi-decent wrestling and just bad wrestling. But if you like story, this is the show for you. And they're building up this anniversary, which is next weekend. Should be a good show. I hope the go home show next week encourages you to buy the show. Yeah, that's about it. It's one of those shows that you're either going to love or hate, depending on who you are.